You gotta pick your microphone
Nice.
up.
Oh, yeah.
Heard of that? Anthony, please put the trash down.
Is that in frame?
Dude, yeah, no, it looks totally great now. Okay, welcome to episode 2 of the Voice Pod. This has been the worst day. Not the worst,
Terrible day.
sorry. Not even terrible.
I thought it's been a great day.
We're shocked because Anthony has been unconsolable today.
Yeah.
Tony walked in the door and said, "My life is going to hell."
He literally walked out of his car and said, "I'm a loser."
Yeah, I said that.
Guy.
I'm a loser. Nobody helps me.
Tony, you should run your helping theory by everyone.
Oh, okay. Here's my theory on helping people. What was my theory? Nobody wants to help you unless they are benefiting from it. And people are more likely to help you if something you're doing is like already successful. Right? Like nobody wants to put their name, which makes sense. Like nobody wants to just put their name on something or go out of their way for something that's like not proven.
Do you believe that?
Do you feel like you do that? You'd never say you do that.
It's hard to know.
Yeah.
It's hard to know because even the people who are like, "Oh, I'm just doing this out of goodwill. I'm just doing this because I like this person and want them to succeed."
Mm-hmm.
Even that feeling is like, "Oh, just so that you can, like, you also get a positive feeling about yourself, right?" Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. What do you think?
I think that... Are you working?
No, I'm looking up the definition of something so I don't sound stupid.
What are you looking up the definition of?
I wanted to see if this was like the philosophical of like altruism.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I think that I probably do that. I don't want to say that I do, but I probably do believe deep down that there's like a belief that it's going to come back to me.
Like a karma type thing.
Even if the helpfulness is not, or the benefit is not obvious to me in the very beginning, I think deep down I'm like, something good will come of that.
There has to be like 5% of it that's altruistic, right? That's just like, even if you were like, if you were like, "Tyler, you're going to die tomorrow."
That would suck.
That would be tough for this podcast because then we'd be down to 2 people. And honestly, Tony just said that he has to work through our podcast because he's so stressed out.
I just go back to my other...
I'd go back to my other podcast. Good for you, Taryn, having backup podcasts. I guess that's not your backup. This is your backup.
Unfortunately.
We're the backup right now.
Unfortunately, this is the backup.
Oh, I forgot what we were saying. Oh, even if you said, "Tyler, you're going to die tomorrow," and Tony was like, "Dude, I need 5 more creators to fill out this survey for creator testing," I feel like I'd be like, "Dude,
absolutely would not."
What?
You'd be like, this is below my line.
You would.
I feel like I would. I feel like I'd be like, "Hey, creators."
What's up, guys? How are we feeling today? How are we feeling episode 2, knowing that the first episode was such a fucking hit? Like, flew off the shelves, was like
such a banger.
Such a banger. I heard people talking about it at the grocery store.
Totally.
You guys feel good about it?
Did you go to the grocery store with our parents?
Nice, Tyler.
Dude, all right. See, getting in the flow.
If you're watching on video, you can see that we are in Hank and Joy's house with this big N and J.
Represented behind us in case you forgot.
It's giving hen job. Funny?
What? It's giving what?
This is a family. This is a family friendly family friendly podcast. Family friendly location. Tony, I'm not convinced you're not working on your startup.
I'm 100% sending an email right now.
Anthony,
hold on.
This is why we're not going to have a successful podcast.
No, this is the idea. It's like we came here to hang out and work. I texted these guys yesterday saying, what did I say?
You said, when are we recording?
I said that, but then I also said, I'm semi-stressed out. Maybe we could do a working session too. And for we've been working
session for hours.
It's been 2 hours, and it's been great.
It has been great, but now it's time to chat with your friends.
Okay, 1 second.
He's gonna go the way of Sean.
We're losing him. We're almost gonna be one down. This house is so decked out in Hanukkah decoration. I cannot.
There's a lot. We had to tone it down for the background, or else folks would have just been overwhelmed by it.
I love parents' decorating choices.
My mom has so many signs. Look around.
It's a sign home.
This is a running joke in my house. Just from where you're sitting, just look around while Tony finishes up his email.
I'm finished.
And count how many. Just for the listeners at home who can't see, let me just read you one sign that's in my line of sight right now. Dogs and wine make everything fine.
And then there's one right behind it that says, "Good wine, good friends, good times."
my view is just a lot of Hanukkah stuff, but I'm figuring that it's because it's that time of year. This stuff isn't out all the time. Like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
There's a lot of Hanukkah
8,
decorations. But Taryn, just
9.
give a glance that way and
Yeah.
roughly count.
Yeah,
how
there's
many
about-
of the, like, you know when you're in TJ Maxx and
It's
you're
giving live, laugh, love.
yes, you're in TJ Maxx and you're like, who's buying
Live, laugh, stand.
who's buying all these signs? Joy Palmer's
Not
buying
you
all
quoting
of
my
them.
joke.
Wait.
That's hilarious.
That went totally over my head.
I don't know how. Okay, this was a long time ago. When we were all working at Patreon, Taryn wanted a standing desk. She wanted a standing desk, and this isn't like a crazy request. Working at
It was back then.
It was because standing desks are like what, $800 or $1,000, and if you get one, then everyone wants one.
Yeah.
Type of thing.
Yeah.
So Taryn created a campaign for her to get a standing desk, and she made all this stuff on Canva.
The folder on her laptop was titled "Standing Desk Propaganda," which she went on to print out and hang around
Everywhere in the
your
office.
area, or like whoever was making the decision.
I
or how
think
did
I
you-
put a
what was
couple
your
in the
strategy?
bathroom, and then it was around my floor. I did get a standing desk.
Congrats, it worked.
It was really
Propaganda
Did you
works.
pay for it, or did the company pay for it?
The company paid for it.
And they still have it somewhere. Or
Oh,
did you?
yeah.
Yeah, you can't.
No,
bring
no.
that
And then
home.
I got my own. I have my own at home. Are you guys standing desk people?
No.
I do have a standing desk that's in storage. Along
Poor
with the rest
Tyler.
of my
All
stuff.
his things are in his box.
I stand at my kitchen counter.
You do. I love your house or your apartment.
I also have one of those little things. It's like a tabletop that you just press and it gets
It pulls
higher,
up.
so then you
I
could
like
stand. So it's like not the zzz electronic one.
Guys, we should record at each of our houses just so people can like see
That'd be
the environment.
sweet.
That'd be
We're
kind of
always
fun, like
somewhere
the Tony
else.
episode, or like the
Do
Oh,
you-
that'd be cool.
outside of Sean's house on the drive.
He's not
fucking
there.
should, and we should
Dude,
say come
that'd be
outside.
So funny.
And what's funny about that is he will never listen to this, so he will never know. So it will be a true surprise to him
that would be
if
fun.
we say, "Would you come outside real quick?" and we have a full setup.
We could-
Susie would know first.
Susie would know.
bring us
Sean's mom.
cookies. Sean's
She'd bring
mom
us
makes
the
the best cookies. Hi, Susie.
cookies.
Thanks for listening to us.
Wow.
What else is going on?
Did you guys see anything good this week that you wanted to talk about?
There's been 3 new OpenAI CEOs in the time it took us to get the tripod stood up.
Literally, do we even understand at all what the point of all of this change is? Like, what if you had to explain it to me like I'm 5, because that's literally how I feel. Why
this.
is there?
We're just gonna reference tweets that we saw.
Yeah, it'll just be a bunch of jokes. I was going to try and summarize it, but I don't even know if my summary was going to be accurate. But basically, a divide between a few members of the board that some folks say, because it's a nonprofit, it's a very tricky corporate governance structure. So there's like a nonprofit that owns the for-profit. They claim they needed the for-profit to like be able to pay for the compute to drive the nonprofit research. And it just got very messy between the board in terms of like how fast should we go versus how safe should we take artificial general intelligence. And I think that's probably what ended up splitting up. And now they've run through a bunch of different CEOs, like as people learn more information and get ousted in a bunch of different.
Isn't Sam Altman the one that's like been, even though he like, created all this stuff, hasn't he had like a pretty conservative view on how AI should be used? Like, isn't it him that's like, this is going to be out of control if we don't put a lot of rules around it?
I think it depends who you ask. Like, I bet he would say,
Yeah.
yeah, of course I'm for AI safety and I'm spend X billion dollars on it and I want to make sure we do it responsible. That's like, you know, he like doesn't take a salary or equity, like,
Yeah.
you know, so like,
How do people do that? He doesn't take a salary?
oh, he's made like billions.
Yeah,
of
you don't
dollars.
need to at that point.
Yeah, yeah.
How's he made billions of dollars if he doesn't take equity or salary?
Just like other startups he's been involved in. He was the president of YC, which launched, you know, Stripe and Airbnb and stuff. So he's fine on the money front. But he would probably say, I'm super for safety and like, let's be conservative and slow, but also commercialize. But then depending on who you ask, they would say, no, you're not being conservative enough. You're being way too aggressive. You're launching ChatGPT. It's the fastest growing thing of all time, blah, blah, blah.
This is what I hate. It's like there's a truth out there, and the truth is like isn't known.
Yeah.
This is like
It's
with
all
so
speculative.
many
The truth of what?
of what happened. Because like 3 days ago, whenever it started, Ilya, the co-founder, basically came out or sided with the board and like ousted him.
Yeah.
And we only know that because yesterday or 2 days ago, he tweeted out, "I regret what I did." And which is great. It's like, hey, made a mistake. Okay. But now everyone's like, wait, why did you make that why did you make that initial call, and what was the reasoning behind all of that? So now there's all these just like people thinking and trying to connect the dots, and the new interim CEO is one of the Twitch co-founders one of the other Twitch co-founders started this other AI company called Poe. And there's all this now talk around Sam Altman launching during Dev Day, how it was going to kill all the revenue that Poe is making. So it's just like,
what the fuck is Poe? What is Poe?
It's just another AI.
What is the name? POE or PO?
POE. It's like this other
like
AI.
Edgar Allan Poe? Why would you name it Poe?
I don't know. You ask it questions and it spits out answers. But like from the Dev Day, that was going to kill Poe's revenue because now it's just free type of thing. So now there's all these conspiracies, and it's just like, why do we need these conspiracies? Just like have them come out and tell us what's going on.
That's the weird thing is the board's not coming out and saying this is why we did it. So even the new CEOs who are being placed in, like the CTO,
it's not fair.
She sided with Sam and she left, and now Emmett is like, maybe I'll leave if they don't tell me. It's not fair. Like, too much hinges on AI for us not to like have the truth.
But the memes have been great.
Such a big company for this to be happening. Like a weird little sketchy startup, I would get.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, you guys are like in the zeitgeist.
There's like 750 or 800 employees or something, and 95% of them have come out and said we're gonna leave unless you put Sam back in place.
That's what's crazy. Hardcore. People are like, how does someone create a company that's this valuable that when they leave, you have employees are willing to drop their $1 million salaries to leave and go with the founder?
You think they make $1 million?
Yeah.
Who?
Some of the
name one.
I mean, I don't know any of them. Name them all.
Why is Taryn going on the attack?
No, but isn't there? Haven't
I'm feeling like making
there's like
tech
job
drama really spicy. This is feeling like there's a whole.
I saw great tweet. Someone was like, "We need the Barstool Sports of tech."
100%.
And then someone was like, "Oh, that's what what's the white and blue company that does a bunch of news articles? Morning Brew.
Morning Brew, white and blue.
Yeah, they're like, this is what Morning Brew does, and everyone's like, not quite. But
are we the Barstool Sports of tech? No,
I think we could never be.
Never.
Yeah.
I mean, I would. I don't care. I'll burn every bridge. I don't give a shit. But you guys are trying to stay in it.
Yeah, that's true.
Which, like, I could, but who's to say? You guys, I had a call yesterday with our fertility doctor.
Okay.
And sweet dude, whatever. But it started these conversations that we've been like kind of figuring out, but not. And I want your guys' opinion. But I don't want strong opinions on what I'm about to ask you.
Strong opinions loosely held.
Yes.
We're the tech podcast.
Sponsored by House of Lex. Yeah. Let's talk about our first sponsor.
House of Lex. Like this?
Yeah.
Is it straight? Can you guys read this?
Okay. So Cam was like, I don't want us to like have too many conversations with people around us about it because I don't want to hear like, I would definitely do this or I would definitely not do this or whatever. And it like is stuck in the back of our head.
It's like sharing baby names, right?
100%.
It's just like there's no upside. Just like, yeah.
And well, the downside of that is that someone's going to steal your baby name.
Right.
What's the downside of talking?
That's why you do it.
Someone's going to steal your sperm.
Yeah, someone's going to steal your sperm.
Really?
No.
Oh.
But that we would be swayed by what our friends and family think versus like what each other wants.
Okay.
So it's like,
so you want our light opinion on this.
We want our opinions. We want to make a call based on what her and I think at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. But I find it hard to make a decision without talking to people that I like trust and care about. So here's the dilemma that we're having.
I say go with whatever Cammie says. That's my opinion.
Do we take sperm from a donor that is perfectly healthy? Let's pretend all three of these routes are the same price and health is the exact same of the sperm donor.
So there's three options.
Okay, so price is the same, health is the same.
Yes.
Great.
A sperm donor from a reputable sperm website, like tons of people do this.
Okay.
Is option one. Mm-hmm. Option B is sperm from a close friend that I see or talk to often, like someone that I'm talking to weekly.
Okay.
And will be in the kid's life pretty regularly.
Like on a podcast weekly? Or?
Potentially. Who's to say?
Okay.
Third is a friend that I know and love and trust that is a friend, but is not like a best friend.
Like we'll call that the distanced friend option.
Yes.
Oh my God. Wait, are you and Cam aligned on? We're
aligned on the same places, but we come to different conclusions.
Okay.
But we haven't.
Can we ask clarifying questions?
Yes.
Do you want to start?
No.
Okay. I feel like I've talked to you about this before.
Well,
but
let's hatch it out because now it's real because we have to.
You guys are making a decision.
We have to because we have to give them the sperm, but when all of this starts, so we have to go buy or get sperm in the next couple months.
Oh, okay. How do you guys feel about? Okay, my bottom line is I think option 1, where you don't know the person, normal website, people go to this website.
Yeah.
I think it starts to get super fuzzy when it's someone you know.
Yeah.
So what happens when that person wants to be involved in the baby's life?
So you draft up legal documents
before
you start that says you have no rights in this kid's life.
Okay.
And we decide how we tell them, when we tell them that you are the sperm donor and all of that. That's on us. You don't get to make that decision. Like, this person can never come into their life and be like, I'm the reason you're here, which that's people that get sperm from their friends. That's table stakes. It's like, of course you would to get to decide. I'm doing this just to help you. I'm not doing it to be a dad. Like, that is not the case. So that's a normal thing. And then you would also tell them, we would want the case where at 18 they could reach out to you. If we hadn't told them beforehand, like, who it was, like, at 18 they could go and talk to this person. But I think if we go with option 2 or 3, we would tell our kids, of course, and we would be like, Uncle Bob is helped us make you. Like, they helped us. They gave us a gift that we don't have, and blah, blah.
Yeah.
But we're not saying we're not like treating this person like you're the dad when you're around, because they're not. They're just like a piece of the puzzle that we needed.
If you're considering option 2 and 3, is there someone you've been talking to that you've obviously been like telling them about the legalities around it, and like, would you be okay with these terms?
Pretend option 2 and 3 are both bought into all of that.
Okay. My last question. One last question.
Yeah,
has this person ever done this before?
Which person? 1, 2, or 3?
2 or 3. The people that you're talking to for option 2 and 3, would this be their first time doing it, or is this they're like, oh yeah, I have little kids running around that I have no idea about because I've got all these other terms?
Option 1, they give to a sperm bank.
Well, for sure. Yeah. Sorry, not the option 2 or 3 when someone knows that this is going to be their. Is this their first time doing it?
So for option 2, it would be their first time, but they might go on to have kids.
Sure.
And option 3, it would be their first time, but they also might go on to have kids.
I think that's a disaster waiting to happen.
Talk about intense
I'm gonna pause,
right.
And then Tyler can go.
Not Tony and I being like, okay, look, I feel really strongly about this. There's clearly only one right answer here. And
I just think that's
clarifying question.
Calmer with your opinions.
Yes.
No. Hey, lighter opinion over there.
Yeah, lighter opinion.
Okay. This is my light opinion.
That's insane.
Yeah. I think it's a disaster.
Oh, Anthony.
What?
Light opinions, because we're going to choose one of these, and it might not be what you think is
right,
and you're going to be excited. And
sorry, I will be excited. I'm sorry.
When someone says light opinion, try and avoid the word disaster.
Sorry. Sorry.
Okay,
sorry.
Clarifying question. How are we feeling about the quality of option 1? Like, when we browse these websites, for that matter, the quality of options 2 and 3. No, I'm kidding.
Options 2 and 3 are people that obviously are attractive
nice
people, and knowing that health is the same across the board.
I was going to say, you better say some other traits.
No, but health is the same. But that's okay. Then option 1, let's
how we feeling? How we feeling about option 1? We browse these folks.
We've been looking more intensely and are finding better options.
Okay.
But it's also hard because we don't know these people. It's like, you think your friends are cuter because you know them.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
So it's like, when you know people, you're like seeing them.
Wait.
And you're seeing their attractiveness come out.
So I have a tangent on this that I want to come back to, but just there's a study of finding people attractive based on familiarity.
Yeah.
And they did a study of putting people in classrooms, and people that were like notably more attractive than someone, the first time you see them, you might mark them as like a 7 out of 10. But if you see someone that's like on a scale, like out of 100 people, oh, this person's less attractive. When you put them in a classroom and you've seen them for like 100 days, you then think they're more attractive.
They say crushes thrive in small spaces.
Cute.
Someone else.
Well,
said
yeah,
that,
I mean,
don't
that's
know
why
who,
people
but
like fall in love on a cruise. It's like there's 30 people here.
or in a jail cell.
Whoa.
Bend over.
Look, I think option 2 is a disaster.
Wait, I'm
I'm
sorry
kidding.
for saying that.
It's totally okay.
Okay.
I know. That's why I gave the
Okay.
the
Sorry.
disclaimer, because I
Tony and
knew
I-
he would do it anyway.
Tony
but
and I are so intense that like the idea of like a light opinion.
I just
feels
also
tough.
am reminding you that these are people that you both know.
For sure.
In both scenarios.
Yeah.
So
Dude, I might know some of the people in one.
So-
Tony
so
and I
if
know some
they-
hustlers, man. Looking
so
for
if
some
they
side
are
hustle
willing,
income.
then that's
Yeah.
added there. It's a gift situation, which I understand that might be a tougher thing for you guys, but
Totally.
okay, go.
Can I share my light opinion? That's
Light.
just floating
Yeah,
delicately.
literally sprinkle it.
It's floating delicately in the wind, and I'll just try and
Yeah.
blow it over to you.
Oh, before we continue, this is not an invite to give opinions in the comments. Thank you.
I was going to say we should.
No. Yeah, but please don't. Okay, go ahead.
Light opinion is I like the first option most
'Kay.
of someone not in the circle. I think the rationale is option 2, which was the best friend option, feels just very close,
Mhm.
just too intertwined. And I worry that there's a risk of your feelings changing or their feelings changing on
Mhm.
any type of agreement, whether it's
Mhm.
like, we want you in the life this much or not that much, or we want you referred to as uncle or not, or we want you around the holidays or not. Like, there's so much happening when we're starting families that I feel like.
To be clear, we're not asking, like, we would never be like, we want you around for the holidays. I don't think we're not asking this person to be a dad at 0%.
Right. I think I'm just stating that, I don't know, that things could change. These are like very emotional, big decisions. So,
Totally.
What if they get more attached than you would really want them to be? Like, hey, can
Yeah.
I pick them up on every Thursday and like go out and get ice cream, or like,
No,
or
but
every
yeah.
Thursday and Saturday?
So
Like, it
that's
just
totally
change.
it.
Okay.
Totally.
Okay.
So that's option 2.
2. And I worry that with option 3, the risk still exists.
Yeah.
It's just, a tenth of the size.
Yeah.
But it still, there's a risk. Whereas with option 1, there's just, I feel like it might feel just more like your thing that has fewer risks of anyone else, like being able to mess up the relationship.
I think we share all of those feelings. My hangups on option 1 are this person will have multiple kids likely out in the world.
In 2 or 3 or 1, 1, 2 or 3.
1.
Yeah.
Option 1,
true.
our kids will have siblings.
Brothers and
Half
sisters.
siblings, all of
Who knows how many?
totally.
You
Yeah.
can
There
stop
could be
some of
There could be
it.
an army of them.
There literally could be a lot.
Yeah.
And they can all find each other now with 23andMe. So it's not even
Yeah.
like the 18 years old thing.
Dude, think of all the podcast downloads for us.
But like the 18 years old thing used to hold up before you could just get this information really
What's
fast
the
now.
18-year-old thing?
Like do we decide if this person comes into their life at age 18? We will tell you their name. You can get in contact with them. But now with 23andMe, if they took a test and our kid takes a test, they would find them on Facebook in 10 minutes.
When he comes back at 18, he's like, enlist in the army.
So that's no, literally, that is another
There's
thing,
400
which is
of us
I
living
don't
on
know
Catalina
this
Island.
person at all. I don't know their beliefs. I don't know anything. So it's like, what if this is someone
Psycho.
so fundamentally different to me that at 18 I'm like embarrassed to go tell our kid that that's who helped. Then the next thing that I'm hung up on is the fact that I guess it's good to not know what he's up to, but my kind of like thing that doesn't sit well with me is like, I don't know who is giving sperm to a sperm bank, and it is often young.
You could ask Tony. He's right here.
Like young guys, like high school, college kids that are just trying
Who
to
want money.
make a quick buck.
Yeah.
And I just feel so weird about that. And I don't know why, but it doesn't make me feel like
they're too entrepreneurial or something like that.
they're
Or
just
like they make weird decisions.
yeah, I'm just like, that's weird. But it's not. It's just in my head. That's my first thought where I'm like, would I rather trust someone that I know the types of decisions they make and whatever?
Right.
Or does that not matter? It's like Cam's always like, oh, let's not even look at adult photos of them because I don't even want to picture them when I picture our kid. Like when we see our kid grow up, I don't want to picture this man who is not a part of our life at all.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's just very like to not be able to ask them questions.
Yeah. This is definitely more complicated than I originally let on.
It's so
What
Yeah.
a decision.
it's so scary.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've thought a little bit more about this. Okay. So there's this book I'm reading. It's called Same as Ever by Morgan Housel, favorite author.
You love that guy. Yeah.
Okay. So the purpose of this book is basically talking about in a changing world, what are the things that remain the same? Okay. Yeah. And I'll have to show you my notes on it. But one of the things that stay the same is around like predicting the future and like the fact that like we can like hindsight is 2020, but what people always tend to forget is that like you really can't like what is risk? Risk is what you literally can't even think about, right? So as you're kind of giving these scenarios, I'm just thinking of, okay, like what are some of the risks of which you kind of went through of not knowing who the person is, all that stuff, and then the risks of the person in the life somehow having a change of heart once they have a kid for the first time and then feeling attached to it. That's a known risk. But like what
are the not known risks of option one?
What are the known unknowns, which is a weird statement.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
That's where I get hung up. It's just like the one problem I have is I'm trying to take myself out of this because I know that I would not be able to do that.
Totally.
But for someone who you've talked to that says, yeah, I'm willing to do that for you. One, like has all the right intentions. But if they've never had a kid before and they plan to have kids in the future,
totally,
that means they, I think, value having kids. And once they have kids of their own,
they might feel differently.
They might have a complete change of heart and be like, holy crap, there's another one of me out there. Like, what did I do? Like that and the other thing is that you're giving trust into something you can't control because you literally can't control someone else's feelings or thoughts and how they change.
Totally.
I think that's a huge risk where on the other side with the first person, it's like all of that little stuff of like, who is this person? Like, who are they? What are their genetics? Is obviously risky too, but you wouldn't have the, I guess, the emotional side of like, this is my son. Like, I want to be in their life.
Yeah.
Like giving you feedback on your decisions. Can you imagine? Oh my
that's
God,
Cammy's
like
worst nightmare.
Giving
like
parenting.
If we had 2 or 3 over for a barbecue and they're watching how we raise the kid and they're like, I don't like that.
Hey, tackle football is really blah, blah, blah. Oh my God. Can you imagine?
And obviously we would only pick a 2 or a 3 that would tell us that they would not do that. And we know the 2 that I'm thinking of.
Wait, I want to know. You and Cammy aren't sharing.
Oh no, I'm trying to tell you guys. I just don't want to share on here.
That's fine. Yeah, I know that one.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Have you talked to both of them?
Loosely to both.
Oh, wow.
And option
3. Okay, I changed my mind.
Option 3 is great because option 3 does not live near us, and option 3 is far enough away.
Wait, that's awesome. I feel just changing. Wow, okay, knowing so the people now kind of changes it.
I also thought about location as a possible thing, and
that's so cool.
I was like, oh, international would be better for 3, where there's just even more distance.
Totally.
Again, it just de-risks, but yeah, I think my order would be, and again, lightly blowing in the wind. 1.
So loud I can't even see it. With
1, 3, 2.
That's also mine.
Hey,
this is like the Myers-Briggs sperm donor.
I'm an INFG 132.
I'm just so afraid of 1. I'm so afraid to pick someone that I don't know anything about them. But then Cammy also doesn't want to know stuff about them. And that's the hard part. Like on all these websites, you can find all their interests. You can see.
Can't you see health related stuff? Like this is
all health stuff.
Okay. And that's obviously the most important thing, right?
Yes. Everything starts with health.
It's like a short-term risk versus a long-term risk because I feel like maybe the first couple years is short-term risk with number 1 because you're like healthy. Are you okay?
Yeah.
And maybe some other like, other characteristics that you care about. But then option 2 and 3, I think the risk continues to escalate as they get older because maybe relationships, you cross paths, you form a relationship, and then it's just like, uh-oh.
I know. Yeah, we've heard good things about both. So it's just
You've talked to people who have donated or women who have taken sperm from friends?
Women who have we talked to one person who'd taken it from a family member, like the other one's family member or something. So it's still related to them, which was cool. Oh wait, I just had like another thing that scared me about one. Fuck, I forgot.
I feel like one of the benefits of one is like if your kid comes out a little like kooky or with some stuff that you're
you
not
just turn it back in.
Just
refund.
blame it?
No,
You get a refund.
Yeah, you just refund.
You blame it on donor
No,
555.
you're just like, dude, 5556. Like this guy must have been wild because we're not that way. Our decision making is just so. Solid.
Here's what I'm trying to think about.
Yeah.
If I had a daughter who was gay, and they were running the situation. This is hard. I don't.
If your sperm doesn't work.
Yeah, that's a great. Yeah.
Think of it that way. If
Like
your both of your guys' sperm doesn't work, and you want to have kids, and you do, and you want it to be Lexi and Terrence, so you're like, okay, where do I go?
1-3-2, I think.
Yeah.
I think I'm a 1-3-2er. Because I just need to be able to blame someone else for all the faults. I wouldn't be able to.
We don't want to be.
Yeah, I think I would default to 1.
Yeah.
That was fun
Only
to talk about.
Yeah. It is just like the saddest reality that we can't have our own kid.
That's tough.
It's so stupid that we can't look at a kid and it's half her, half me. Like you guys will all get to do that.
Yeah.
And maybe that'll happen.
That'll get sorted by technology and like how many decades?
Well, if it's sorted by technology, I don't think how would that even work?
Oh no, just like the ability to like get
do
the
that.
DNA.
They're already
into
doing
the sperm,
testing and
into
all
the-
of that
yeah.
where like eggs can replace sperm. But
Oh, cool.
I would never feel comfortable doing that unless I've seen kids live
Right.
entire lives.
Yeah.
What happens if like they turn 30 and combust? It's like I'm not trying to be a guinea pig.
Oh,
for
that might be something like in the future that people are like, "What? You couldn't do this?"
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we were talking about that this afternoon of like what we were talking about what are the future generations going to look back on our generation and be like, how in the hell did you whatever it was eat so many animals or raise so many animals or
crazy.
drive cars?
Yeah.
Dude, that's a crazy just situation to be in.
And we're trying to figure out what they should look like because then it's like we want it to look like both of us. So then you're kind of looking for like a kind of attractive brunette person that's white and has light eyes.
Right.
That's such a soundbite.
It's so ridiculous to shop like that.
Yeah.
And you literally put the filters on these fucking websites and it's like,
yeah.
And then these guys spit out. Ugh. It's just so annoying. Okay. Well, thank you guys for your feedback.
Thanks for asking.
Is this something that's happening in the next month? Like, are you guys trying? Who's getting pregnant first?
I'm not getting pregnant. I don't want
Ever.
to be pregnant. Yeah.
Ever?
No.
Oh.
I don't want to be pregnant.
Can I share some data that I saw that is
Yeah.
somewhat related to this? Like of
Take
how
it
many
away.
people will go through this? Now I have to be careful because I know last episode I think I also brought data and I'm like, dude, I can't pigeonhole.
As the data guy.
I can't be the
I'm turning into my work stuff for a second.
I can't be the numbers guy. Tony, we already lost.
You're the
Tony
data boy.
Tony to emails. No, my next thing I bring won't be numbers, but I saw this. I thought you would find it interesting.
Hit it.
Okay. How many people? Let me figure out how I want to ask this to you. In 2017, what percentage of Gen Z identified as LGBTQ plus?
In
2017.
So yeah,
I feel like a lot has changed since then.
Yeah, that's part of this.
But also like Gen Z in 2017 were like what? 1994 to 2001 or 2003 is
if
Gen
anyone
Z?
on this podcast is going to know that, it's going to be
Yeah, you're the expert. You are them.
All I know is
what's the question? What percentage in
what
2017?
percentage of people
Identifies LGBTQ.
Gen
plus.
Z in 2017?
Dude, this is young teenagers.
Yeah.
20?
20%? I think it's gotten a lot higher since
Yeah, I
then.
know it's gone higher, but I'm going to say it's high. I'm going to say 20.
I'll
okay.
tell you what millennials were. Millennials.
Wait, I'm going to get more information.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
true, so
I
you
will
have to guess.
I bet millennials were like 7%.
20% seems high.
It does seem
You know
high,
what?
but I feel
Yeah,
like
I think the study is
like Q is queer, and a
Yeah,
lot of people are
but
queer.
I think this study is getting at over the last 5 years the increase. So I'm going to
Yes.
say lower. So I'm going to say like around you said 20. I'm going to say like 8 or 12%.
Okay, very good, guys. So in 2017, 7.8% of millennials identified
Millennials.
I said 8,
and
huh?
10.5% of Gen Z identified as LGBTQ.
Oh, I thought it was
Okay.
way more.
Okay, that's in 2017.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, I'll give you in 2021 or like the most recent data, I'll give you millennials and ask you for Gen Z. So millennials have gone from 7.8% in 2017 to 10.5% in 2021.
Okay.
Gen Z has gone from what? 10.5% to what?
Gen Z's probably up the fucking like 110.
Every single 90,
Holy shit.
95%.
20
20 bips or 20%?
bips.
Up 20 bips?
basis points. Yeah, I'm saying 20.
From
Percent.
9 to 20? Oh,
From 9 to 20.
okay.
Wait, did it start at 9?
Yeah, isn't it? It's
No,
like
it started
10?
at 10.
Start at 10.
Yeah,
for-
10 to
for
10.
Gen Z.
Yeah, I think it doubled.
You think it doubled?
The
Whoa.
last
Okay.
Crazy. While you sort that out, Tony, and look for your guess, baby boomers have hovered at about 2.5%, and traditionalists, I don't even know what that is for baby boomers, under 1%.
Oh my
Self-identifying.
god, they just didn't know it was an
Shame.
option. That's so sad. It's not like it's gotten bigger.
Well, that's my question. That's what I wanted to ask you about. Okay.
Okay.
Tony, you have a number?
What would you say, 20%?
20.
I'm going to just go higher. I think higher than 20%.
Okay, it is
Which, yeah, it's a bad guess.
20.8%.
Oh
which
my
means
god.
Good job,
You're
Taryn.
so locked. You're so
Wow.
dialed in on this. That's pretty good. You were like plus
Wow.
or minus 1% on everything. Okay, so
It's in her. It's her
Gen-
gene.
Gen
Her
Z.
gay gene was talking to her.
Gen Z,
Yes, I hear.
10.5 to 20%. So what has happened in the last 5 years? Here's my question.
Taryn has spoken to the people.
The Staying Up podcast launched.
Imagine. It's like local girl
It's like the bat
changes.
signal.
I just think that social media's gotten bigger and people have more representation is part of it.
So you think people are just more comfortable coming out, not getting more gay? That would be weird. That would be weird that
Yeah.
evolution doesn't work that fast.
I think people are more comfortable coming out. People feel safer coming out. And younger people feel less like they need to be one or the other. You
Right,
can
more
be
fluid.
somewhere in the you can be somewhere in the middle, and that is represented on that.
Do you think that trend will continue? Like, okay, let's say you're right that more people think about it
Do
in
you
a
think
more
that,
fluid
Anthony,
way.
or do you think?
I don't know.
Here he comes.
Here
He's coming swinging.
He's back.
Okay, thanks for coming, everybody. We'll just call it right there.
Will you side with the idea that it's trendier to be?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's... Oh, this is going to sound so bad.
Uh-oh.
Okay, I do agree with what you said.
I'm nervous.
I agree with what you said.
Yeah.
It's, like, more acceptable to be vocal about it, where, like, that survey is just going off of responses. We don't know, I guess, like, really who was gay back then, right? Because you're not saying you are.
Yeah.
But there's a part of me that thinks that, like, it's also... Oh, fuck, it sounds so bad to say. But yeah, it's trendy.
Yeah.
Like, it's a thing
No, that's the
it's a
thing that
thing to
people
come
believe.
out and, like, make a whole...
Like some people, maybe are you saying that some people just like need an identity or like a community of some kind, and that is an approachable one that you're like,
Yeah.
I'm 14, I can just I'll just go.
Maybe. I honestly haven't really thought much about it, but
Yeah.
Totally.
just seeing the small, like, what I do see is that a lot of people will, like, make this announcement. And and maybe that's something because they feel the need to make their announcement. But it's just like, okay, like, I know a lot of people are just like, okay, who cares? Because I would like to think all the people we hang out with, they don't care.
Don't care.
Like,
Yeah.
live your life, love who you love, whatever.
Yeah.
But for some reason, people have to announce. And then you see other people announcing, I'm straight. It's just like, cool. Like, we get your point type of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
That's all.
Do you think this trend will continue? That's kind of my big question about it. Is like, okay, that's a pretty steep.
The trend in the data or Anthony's version of this being a trend?
Oh, the trend in the data.
My version of this being a trend? What? What does that mean? Of it being trendy to be gay?
Yeah.
I mean,
Like, okay, in 5 years from now, if the trend continues,
Yeah.
in that rate, like, are 35 or 40% of people going to come out as gay? That would be
No.
wild.
I think it will level off. Probably around
1 in 5.
25 or 30 is my assumption. Because bi is on there. And
is that gay men or gay women? I'm so
probably
because I could see girls being more experimental, because like girls kissing girls, and now younger, it's just like, oh, am I gay? Maybe I'm gay. But I don't think you don't really need to think about it. You just like look at it. But I feel like even in high school, when we were in high school, girls would kiss girls and it's just like, oh, it's just a stupid thing.
Like
but
there's less consequences.
Yeah, it's like, oh, let's take a picture.
Girls are more fluid. That doesn't mean that you would identify yourself as gay, though. On
True,
a survey.
but guys don't. Straight guys.
Said, let's take a picture.
No, that's what girls do. They like kiss each other in photos. Okay, straight girls do that. Straight guys never do that.
Oh,
Rarely.
Until you're drunk, and then straight guys become gay when they're drunk. I mean like touchy and be like, oh, dude, you're my bro type of thing.
Yeah, of course.
Like, yeah.
I think that men, obviously, it's not. You would be floored to learn that Anthony has kissed a man.
Pretty floored.
More than you would be floored if your sister had kissed a girl.
Completely.
Yeah.
But that's just because of society. Saying that like men, like that stuff actually. Like the women kissing women thing is true, but that's just because you feel safer to do it.
Selfie.
I think it will net around 25-30%.
Yes.
Would you be stoked if your kid was gay? Be honest. You know the way guys are like
zero preference.
Guys have like the tiniest bit of like, oh, it's a guy. All right, it's gonna play like the kid. Like, it's gonna play hockey like me. Like, there's like just 3 to 5%.
You're saying if it was like me in that way?
Yeah, if they just came out and they're like, Mom, I'm gay,
I would have no preference.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
truly.
I feel like that's a good answer, only because I feel like the thing, what people get upset about that are so against gay people, it's like, you're gonna raise your kids gay, like you're gonna force them to be gay, which maybe some people do. I don't know if you can do that, but yeah.
I think that's the dumbest thing. It's like, I'm not choosing this. That's like the thing that
that's good.
People don't get. It's like, I'm not like, I'm going to wake up and be gay today. It's like, I'm just no more that you guys woke up and said, I'm going to be a straight person. Yeah. Unless maybe you did. Right. I don't know. But is it hard for you? Do you want to kiss James Martin?
After he talks to me about the Middle East.
Wait, what's that?
James.
Well,
why do you kiss like Hank, baby Hank?
I know. Yeah, I don't know. I know it was the sound. I'm trying to replicate.
Do you remember what's that movie? The cop movie. Paul
Blart?
No. Farva. They all did like the drinking movie.
Neighbors?
Super Troopers.
Yes.
Remember Super Troopers? Like, the cops would be like, all right, how many times can you say meow? And they'd be like, do you know how fast you're going right meow? And like that was the thing. Okay, this is like what Tyler's doing is like incorporating James Martin to every every episode.
Yeah, I get paid $10 every time I mention his name. The Venmo just came in.
You get a little kiss every time you say his name.
With the little, he sends me the Venmo with the lips as the payment.
He's honestly gonna. Yeah. Guarantee me he's gonna send you one.
Is there anything else we wanted to talk about?
How long have we been shitting?
Do you guys know any YouTubers that can take a survey?
Oh, actually, do you want to talk to them about this week's sponsor?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
We
do have a sponsor this week.
Yo, Creator Testing is sponsoring this episode.
Yeah.
If you're a creator and want to make money by taking a survey, go to creatortesting.com.
Yeah. Actually,
no, but really do it.
Yeah, use code YABOYS.
Use YABOYS and I'll send you double the money.
Really?
No, I take that back.
This is the worst sponsorship ever. This guy's crazy.
We decided that each episode we're going to have a sponsor, and it's just going to be one of the things that one of us is doing each
Can I share my Reddit username?
Yeah. No. Oh, my God. Fucking no. Anthony's Cucamonga on Reddit. We're all afraid of him. You should tell them about I feel like that would be a great ending.
Nope. I can't believe you said that.
Do I have to cut that?
Holy shit.
We're going to have to beep out Tony's...
Dude.
Just
Tony has rogue social
delete.
Media. No,
we're
going to
delete it.
No,
we'll leave it.
We're going to beep out the
Wait,
name.
that's actually so funny.
We're going to beep out the name.
Oh my God.
Tony has a rogue Twitter account that anytime someone was bashing like the projects we were working on or Patreon when we were there all those years.
Oh my God,
He
that's
would just
really
go
funny.
so rogue on them. And apparently it was so bad that we can't even share what the name was.
It's actually so funny that name feels like a real person to me. Like,
What? Yeah,
saying
it
that
wasn't a real name.
No, I know, but I'm so familiar with this personality that
photo?
is absolutely fake that I'm like saying that person's name that's not a real person. I know who I'm. It's like he's part of the group.
What's funny is like the profile photo on that Twitter account is a buddy of mine who I don't think knows. he's like has a mask on.
I feel like that's illegal.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
It's all shits and giggles. It was a joke. I'm just playing around. Cool. What are you guys doing for Thanksgiving? Anything fun? Just normal bullshit?
Normal family
Turkey
stuff.
shit?
I already had a Friendsgiving yesterday. We were YouTubing how to cut a turkey.
You had a Friendsgiving?
Oh shit. Yeah, without you guys.
Yeah. That hurts.
It was Channing.
Newport crew?
No, it wasn't Newport. It was Lexi's family side of the family.
Yeah, well, tough.
It was good. My new favorite dish, cornbread pudding.
Yum,
Corn
dude.
pudding, bread pudding, really good.
Cornbread pudding, I think.
Yeah.
I hate turkey. I'll say it.
What?
I don't think turkey is a highlight in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, but when it's mixed with the stuffing and the cream corn and like
It's
the veggies,
all
like
the mix.
whole thing.
Cranberry sauce.
Obviously by itself, yeah.
Dude, you're a freaking turkey fanatic. The way
I'm
you just
very
handled
into-
that.
I'm very
You
into
going
that
like this.
Thanksgiving
The
pudding.
way it's mixed.
Mm.
Ew, ew. He was putting so much into it. Okay. Do you have something you want to say, I feel?
I don't. I was just trying to think if anything else major happened to any of us.
I have an idea, Tyler. How did we do today?
Yeah. Actually, yeah. How'd we do?
I thought it was fun, lighthearted, solid. Wasn't.
Oh,
a
I'm
huge-
glad my sperm donor journey is lighthearted to you.
That's so funny. Wasn't a fan of Tony working through the first 5 to 7 minutes, but
That
I
was
get
tough for morale.
Boys gotta produce. I get it.
He
I
wouldn't
get
do that with the Newport crew.
Wait, Tony? Can we talk about the creator testing homepage and the phone call?
Oh yeah.
So
Go ahead.
Taryn and I have been giving Tony feedback that on the company, just that it's such a good idea. There's so many companies that want to talk
Oh,
to
he's going on his
creators.
phone. Here he goes.
Go.
He's sending another email. No, but then you go to the current version of the homepage, you land on it, and there's like a lot of movement and color, and it kind of looks a little bit like some of those spam websites where you're like, get paid to take tests, and people don't know if it's real or not. So we were working with Tony today, and he gets an email, and he's like, dude, this guy just emailed me, and he's like, is this real? Like, it sounds like a good idea, but I don't know if I can trust it. And
Which
Tony's
I've
like,
gotten a few times.
Yeah.
And so
It's like a too good to be true.
So Tony says, hey, just call me. And the guy calls him, and Tony says, yeah, no, I'm a real dude. I'm really trying to work on this thing. It's a good product. But I get this a lot. Is there anything I can do to, like, make sure you trust me more? But
It's just design.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
The power of
It's-
design,
yeah.
man. I wish I was a graphic designer so bad.
I sit on my most watched channel on YouTube is like a dude on
Figma.
Figma who does Figma tutorials.
Will you ever, like, are you good enough to design a page, you think?
Not a page, not from like a blank screen, but
like,
there's
get a
enough
good
there's
wireframe
enough
and stuff.
resources out there to
There's
like
so
look
much.
at, oh, this website looks great. I'm going to pluck a piece of that. Oh, I like this animation. I'm going to pluck that.
Yeah.
Like you can literally just combine 7 different websites together and
Yeah.
change the font and wha-bam, which I didn't do.
I want everyone to go to creatortesting.com to look at it just so that they can see what
Can
it
you
looks
handle
like
that
now.
site traffic?
And then
Honestly, we'll find out.
and then you'll see what it looks like. What?
No,
in
it
a
looks
week-
like
a week or
shit
two?
though. It looks
No, I
so
know.
bad.
No, I know, but we're
Oh, so
making
That's
it
fine.
so they can be on the
Oh,
go
yeah,
through
yeah, yeah.
list. It'll be cool.
Yeah.
Go to it now and then go into it in 2 weeks or 10 days or something.
Yeah.
Depending on how many emails Tony fires off in the next 10 minutes. But
Have you
then
had
can
more
see it get better.
surveys
That's
done
always
since
fun.
we've...
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
How many?
Since we've been working.
Like 6.
Sheesh. He's trending.
That's
Just
sweet.
like the LGBTQ community.
Everything up and to the right, baby.
Everything's up and to the right.
Oh my gosh.
No.
What?
Okay, so one of the guy who called me earlier,
Yeah.
didn't connect his
No.
didn't connect his social account.
He's like, call me back. I'm really not sure if you're
So
a
he's
real
like,
person still.
so this is a guy I talked to. Called him on the phone, put it on speaker so they could hear. No, I didn't.
Jesus.
Is that illegal? Like we're in a work environment.
That's not illegal.
Yeah, it's not illegal.
Yeah.
Shit. So then, So he emails me.
Anthony Teardown podcast.
God.
Where he just tears himself down.
Jesus. So this is the guy who emails me saying like, oh, this looks scammy. This isn't real. Call him on the phone. He's like, oh man, you're a good guy. Like, thanks for doing all this. Okay. He signs up and then realizes you have to connect your social account.
Oh, no.
And he's like, sorry. It just makes me very nervous. But if you were serious about the $25, here's my PayPal link.
Wait, so that's the second one, because I reached out to a creator today too and said, hey, my buddy started this thing. Fill out the survey. You just get paid to do it. And then he was like, I'll do it right away. Sounds great. And then he texted me and he was like, I'm nervous to connect my socials.
Why though?
I don't.
People just think you're stealing their shit.
Yeah. But it's hard because we have close to 2,000 people that didn't have an issue with this.
Yeah.
And but of course, and the other thing is I can see people who sign up who get stuck on this part. And it's maybe
Can you reach out to them?
Yeah. And I do little like follows, be like, hey, don't forget to connect your social to get access.
You literally should record a video of you talking and send it to those people.
I should do that. Yeah. Yep.
Back on the grind,
Back
everybody.
on the grind.
Well,
I'm a loser.
This was fun.
Stop it. It started with him saying he's a loser, and it's ending with him singing he's a loser.
Yeah, in the arena trying things, right?
The fact that we recorded is a true shock to me after what was happening today. Just chaos in this house.
It was just chaos. Start.
Then I broke my wife's tripod, but then we fixed it.
Why did a big thumbs up, just thumbs down?
Dude,
just come
this
on the screen?
happened to us earlier. I said something like "I don't like" or "no" or something,
Oh,
and
it
it
has
did
some
that.
AI
Wait, what?
tool.
It just a big thumbs up just came on the screen.
Big bubble.
Do it again.
I don't know how.
I don't like this show. Bad
Bad boy.
Okay, no, nothing's happening now, of course.
All right. I got to get home.
Yes.
Drive home.
Okay. Love you
Thanks
guys.
everyone for listening.
Thanks for listening. We appreciate you. Like, subscribe, follow.
And tell us your vote, 1, 2, or 3.
Yeah.
Don't.
So,
Oh, yeah,
we'll
actually
do
don't.
Yeah.
Just do it with that little wind emoji, the little.
No. Literally don't. I don't
Would
want
Cammy
people.
get mad if she knew we were talking about this?
No, I asked her beforehand.
The board approves.
Board approves.
The board approves.
No wind emoji.
All right.
DM Tyler. How's that?
DM me what you think. I'll package it nicely for Taryn.
Bye, guys.
Bye,
Love
everyone.
you. Thanks for listening to episode 2. Sean, we miss you.
Later.
We'll see you soon.